Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. Check me out on Spotify. Really, that's what I promote. Just check out those two things. That would make me feel good. Those are the only things I check, like as far as like stats. You can let me know you listen to it. That'd be cool. Let me know on Twitter at JG Pro Wrestling. You can also find me on Instagram. I got a Facebook, but it'd be weird if you guys added me on Facebook. A lot of just friends and family on there. But Twitter and Instagram, boom, those are the spots. Let's just jump right into it. I had a great time watching fucking pro wrestling this weekend. It's only Saturday night, and I had a great time watching pro wrestling. CM Punk, I read his interview on ESPN.com. I'm going to start talking about that. I'm going to go in, talking about a lot of AEW. We're going to talk about Smackdown coming up. But I read the ESPN.com interview. My takeaways from that interview, assuming that the rumors of people backstage in AEW were upset by this, if true, is ridiculous. What did you think he thought? I think this really makes Punk look good here, which, of course, it was an interview with him sharing his opinion. Knowing that the Bucks kind of made fun of Punk being hurt in the ring in an actual match, and then covering up his picture with tables when his picture was on the side of a truck just to do like a backstage thing, and then thinking that they were upset that he said some of these things here makes them look pretty immature, which is kind of the initial point that Punk was making in the infamous press conference. And the main reason for the hostility between Punk and the Elite is because they think that he got Colt Cabana fired. But being a fan of Colt Cabana and watching how Tony Khan, and AEW kind of formed, I knew that Tony Khan never really liked Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana was a free agent in 2019. Tony Khan could have signed him then, had the chance, didn't. Colt Cabana then signed with New Japan, got released from New Japan because of, pandemic stuff was going on. And that was when they picked him up. It wasn't till a few weeks before the lockdown they picked him up because lockdowns were already taking place in Japan, so Colt became like a free agent again, and then they signed him. So he didn't get signed in 2019, got signed in early 2020. They didn't really do much with him when he was in AEW. I think Brody Lee kind of saved him, brought him into the faction. So I don't think Tony Khan had to be convinced by anybody to let Cabana go. That's just the way I'm seeing it outside looking in. I know Cabana did a lot of backstage stuff for AEW Dark, but AEW Dark was filmed in a studio where I don't think Tony Khan really went to that often. So, Cabana helped with Dark and little things like that. And I think just knowing that the top guy like CM Punk doesn't like the guy was enough of a reason just to let him go. He didn't have to be like push toward this idea of letting Colt Cabana go, and if Tony never like flat out said like to the Elite like, hey, no, I just don't like Colt. It's not Punk that doesn't like Colt. I don't like the guy. I guess he might have could have said that. Maybe doesn't seem like he likes confrontation. So I bet he didn't say anything like that. Nor do I really know Tony Khan. So this is all speculation from my point of view. Then the Elite were left to their own imagination, coming up with the idea that that's why Colt was fired. Assuming what Punk says was true, of course. He said he has tried to reach out to them and then they won't talk to him back. And if this is true, I would have to go back to Punk's initial point where this is like working with children. Kind of, that point kind of holds up if all this is true. Now this does not mean that I don't like the Elite. I love the Elite. I'm going to get excited about the Omega Ospreay match, of course. If Bucks, have a great match, ladder match or all the stuff they do, the brawls in the arena. Yeah, I'm excited about that shit. this is their war, not mine. This is something that I watch for entertainment, and I'm thoroughly entertained by all of this backstage stuff, the stuff you're not supposed to know about, just as much as I am in this instance as I am the stuff that I watch in ring. I do think splitting the fan base between two competing shows, or competing factions, if you will, is not going to be good for AEW. If people can't keep up with everything now, they're just going to stop watching. If you know, they're going to stop watching altogether, or maybe just start watching WWE, or you know, maybe find another niche thing like GCW or New Japan. And asking fans to watch 4 hours a week is a lot, and sometimes even 9 to 10 hours is maybe too much for a lot of people, especially with the ratings going down for not only Rampage but also Dynamite. And there has been a bit of a backlash and fan, constantly fighting and bickering over which is better, AEW or WWE. Kind of puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, a lot of toxic energy. So if you grab that argument and bring it only specifically to AEW, like what's better, Collision or Dynamite, all that toxic energy will just stay around the AEW fan base, which is something you don't want, because WWE their momentum is moving forward heavily right now. Their ratings are going up, their ticket prices are going up, while also selling out in places. So it really wouldn't be good to kind of have that constant bickering and toxicity only associated with AEW, which a brand split within AEW could result in. I'm reading rumors now, most recently, that it isn't going to be like that. They're going to have, shows where, Punk's on Dynamite, shows where Punk's on Collision, the Elite's on Dynamite, the Elite's on Collision, what have you. But if they do a brand split, I think that would be bad for AEW, even though I like AEW. All of this is, making me scared for AEW's future. I know I am going back and forth here, but Punk said that this isn't the first time that lawyers were told about the stuff that he said in the media scrum prior to the media scrum, which I'm like, dude, there's no reason you should get lawyers involved with like the stuff that was building with the tension of Hangman Page. I think maybe that was like a premature lawyer call, kind of uncool. I mean, and Punk, that was what Punk said that he did, so I kind of believe that more so than much of anything else. Rush's contract is believed to be expired soon. Learning that from Pro Wrestling Observer. They need to re-sign this guy or work out a deal where he can do what he wants, because I think this guy can go. Former Ring of Honor champion. And I think, Andrade, Rush, and Preston Vance makes a hell of a trios team. That guy's a great heel, some of the best in the business today. I don't think he would do well in WWE. His size isn't really there, and he kind of has like this off-the-cuff kind of nature to him, like a brawling style that I don't think would go as well in WWE as it would, in other places. So I think AEW is the perfect spot for him. I hope he resigns. I did watch the forgotten AEW show, Rampage. I'm going to give you my thoughts on Rampage and give you my thoughts on Collision. And then I'm going to rank every single match from worst to first from Rampage and Collision before going into my Smackdown review. Rampage, Matt Hardy promo. Always enthusiastic Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy, less enthusiastic nowadays, but he did step it up for this promo here. Usually he just acts like he doesn't really care, but here he spoke with conviction. I liked it a lot. Way to step it up. Chris Statlander and Ty Valkyrie bickering backstage over the TBS Championship. They're wrestling on Rampage. It seems like this TBS title's exclusively on Rampage, which is silly because Rampage is the show on TNT. You have a show on TBS, the main show, Dynamite, 2 hours on Wednesdays. What the hell is the deal? Those are my thoughts on Rampage. Rampage, great wrestling, but still seems skippable for some reason. My Collision thoughts. My father always told me that Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting would be a great wrestling theme song. He was thinking about like an entrance song, but here it is How apropos, a day before Father's Day, his dream became a reality. So cool. I mean, I think it fit. Kevin Kelly, great addition to AEW. 6th stage, Brock Lesnar guy in attendance. The vibe is there in Chicago. Then CM Punk comes out with the Larry Roddy Piper ripoff t-shirt. That was sick. Crowd was hype. No like mixed reactions or anything like that. He said he's tired of being nice, and I'm just sitting back like, I never met the guy, but he never really seemed that like nice to me. He always seemed kind of more honest, more truthful. You can say a lot of good things about him, but I don't know if I ever would say nice. It's kind of funny that he said that I'm tired of being nice. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know you were nice before, buddy. Crowd chants "fuck the elite," and Punk kind of moves past. He said, "Hey man, you can call me Pepsi Phil. You can call me CM Punk, or you can call me all these things, Second City Saint, whatever." And then he says like I forget the name, but I think the guy's involved with TNT. He says, "This guy calls me One Bill Phil because in a business of counterfeit bucks," and he paused. That was a really good line. I'm one of the the real dollars in this place. Saying pretty much he makes some money where some other people can't. The Young Bucks apparently posted on their Twitter bio, if this was 2018, we'd already have a counterfeit Bucks t-shirt. It's like, yeah, if this was 2018, you'd be a little bit more over than you are right now too. In my opinion, that's how I kind of feel. I like the Bucks. They're a great tag team, but I mean Punk is a legend. So if Punk's ripping into them, they just gotta take it, man. I think any kind of thing they could do where we would have made a t-shirt already, like, yeah, you probably would have. That's true. He did not get a mixed reaction at all. They loved his ass. Told some people that he owed them an apology. Said sorry, you're as soft as your favorite wrestlers. Ouch. Something like that, or at least you tell me when I'm telling lies. He said I couldn't do that. I don't think he told a lie the whole time. As much as I love the Elite, it is pretty soft to not be willing to wrestle on the same card as someone who you had a skirmish with 8 months ago. I mean, sit back and make money. QT Marshall and Powerhouse Hobbs promo. Hobbs wants the Owen Hart Cup. He wants that title, which is kind of cool. Scorpio Sky video package. Maybe he's in the Owen Hart Cup. Ricky Starks video package. The Acclaim come out in the ring. They're having a pretty good time. Overall, good show between the wrestling, but the wrestling definitely stood out on Collision. Really good matches from Rampage and Collision. So we're going to rank every single match from worst to first. All 9. Number 9, Taya Valkyrie versus Trish Adora. I have seen Trish, or Larry Tudman, as they call her in certain indies. And I'm a fan. Taya makes short work of her, though. 1, 2, 3. Number 8, Miro versus Tony Nese. Good to see Miro back. Reese out there talking shit about Chicago, but Miro isn't going to stand for that. He's going to come out jumping like he always does and tap Nese out with the game over. Sick return. Number 7, Outcast versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. Brawl before the bell. Cross body by Blue. 1, 2, no. Blue in her hometown, by the way, getting locked in a cloverleaf from Toni Storm. Willow fell back. Looked kind of goofy at this point. Sometimes Willow just, I don't know, showcases the things that I dislike about her a lot. Tony hits a snug hip attack here, gets the spray paint, but then Willow rakes the eyes, causing Toni Storm to spray the spray paint all over the place, including into Ruby Soho's eyes, and throwing the paint in the crowd. Code Blue 1, 2, 3. Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue get the hometown win. Number 6, a match I was looking forward to that kind of a little bit disappointing in my opinion. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Karen Jarrett versus Aubrey Edwards, Mark, and Papa Briscoe. Aubrey comes in before the tag. You'd assume that a referee would wait to get tagged in, but she seemed a little antsy, seemed a little nervous getting in there for her first wrestling match. Thought that was funny, since she is a ref. Jeff and Jay are scared of Papa Briscoe. That was funny. Jeff bumps for him. So does Sanjay Dutt. Aubrey and Karen brawl ECW style without the Joey Styles call. Aubrey with a guitar there. This spot took forever. I feel like, someone forgot to be where they needed to be or something. The ref sees it. Singh jumps on the apron. The ref is distracted, even though Aubrey had been threatening to hit everyone with a guitar for like 2 minutes here. And then as the ref is distracted, she clocks Jay with the guitar, pieces the guitar everywhere in the ring. How could the ref not see this? But, I'm nitpicking here, of course. I know I'm, just being pretty nitpicky, but, it kind of got a little more goofy than I was thinking it was going to get. But, come on. I should have known better. Karen Jarrett taps out to Aubrey Edwards, putting her in the figure 4. This match, was more clunky than fun, but still a little bit of fun. Number 5 out of 9. Not cracking the halfway point. Luchasaurus versus Wardlow. The TNT title match here. Wardlow picks Luchasaurus up like they are getting into a chicken fight and slams him down. Spinebuster, powerbomb. Crowd wants the symphony. Christian Cage does not. He distracts Wardlow. Wardlow goes for another powerbomb. Chokeslam. 1, 2. No. Swanton from Wardlow. Cage distracts again and cracks him with a headset over Wardlow's head. 1, 2, 3. Luchasaurus wins and is the TNT champion. And won the title before Jungle Boy has even won a singles championship here. That surprised me. But moving on to number 4, the Mount Rushmore of every match ranked from Rampage and Collision. The United Empire versus Best Friends and Rocky Romero, or Chaos as they call him in AEW, which is kind of silly, knowing how goofy they are and how, Chaos began. They did look good in the beginning, though. Trent not letting go of Fletcher, dropping him 3 times with 3 different German suplexes. 1, 2, Cobb, deadlift Germans Trent up to break up the penitent. Chucky T slams Cobb. Cobb drops both of Best Friends at the same damn time and then drops Rocky Romero. Hidden blade off the top. All hell breaks loose. Ospreay gives Rocky a lot here. Hidden blade again. 1, 2, 3. United Empire get the victory. I think I ranked that match a little low here. I think I forgot about this match. It could have cracked the top 3 easily. But number 3, the main event of Collision, Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe versus FTR and CM Punk. Dax in trouble early. Snug chops allow him to get the tag to cash. Punk is tagged in. 1, 2. Juice kicks out. Crowd is stoked. Joe tags in. And I didn't think this would hit me the way it hit me, but it hit me in the feels here. I know I should have, been a wrestling fan my whole goddamn life. And this moment here, this feeling I got watching this pay off. Boom. It was so good to see, man. Joe, Punk, like nearly 20 years waiting to see them go at it again. And they did. Dax gets in trouble again. Hot tag to Cash again. Drops Juice on a knee while Punk drops the elbow off the top. That was sick. Puts Cash... Cash gets in trouble again. Punk with the hot tag. Bulldog Lariat combo. Vintage Punk. GTS. White rakes the eyes. Goes up top. Juice pulls him down. Uranagi to CM Punk. 1, 2. CM Punk kicks out. Joe versus Punk with a strike battle here. No love fucking lost here. GTS. Joe locks in the choke to break free of the GTS. I thought this was it here. I was like, are they going to have Joe beat Punk in Chicago? What's going to happen here? Cash hits a DDT to wipe out Juice. Dives on Jay, who is holding back Dax. Dax then breaks up the choke. They hit the Shatter Machine to Juice. GTS 1, 2, 3. CM FTR get the victory here. That could have been ranked higher. These top 4 matches are interchangeable here. in my opinion. But they are ranked here number 2 on Andrade, the return of Andrade versus Buddy Matthews. Andrade cartwheel from the apron into a moonsault, sloppy Hurricane Rana. Buddy gets the upper hand, strike battle, some shit that looked I couldn't tell what was going on. Buddy Matthews' knee was fucked up. I couldn't tell if it was part of the show or part of reality or both. Since Andrade was kind of grabbing his shoulder too, I didn't really know what was going on here. But I could just, be a mark here, be fooled. Moonsault by Buddy. He rolls out the way. Standing moonsault by Andrade. Lands it. I love that spot. Battle up top. Buddy's knee kind of buckles here. This is the point of the match where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is part of the show. Buddy's knee buckles here. Too fucked up to land the powerbomb. Andrade locks in the figure 4 and then rears back into a figure 8 like his wife. Buddy taps out. Great little story here. Love that Andrade's doing the same move as his wife. That's kind of cool. But number 1, the main event of Rampage. Go out of your way to watch this match. It was better than every match on Collision. Bandito versus Takeshita. Bandito going for the 21 plex, can't land it. Going into the crowd. Bandito delayed suplex. Hurricane Rana from the top, or off the top, landing on Takeshita, who's standing on the apron, to the floor. Callis makes it to ringside. Takeshita with the upper hand. Bandito corkscrew DDT. Moonsault to the floor. Frog splash. 1-2. Takeshita kicks out. Lariat off the top from a Spanish fly attempt. 1-2. Bandito kicks out. 21 plex. Takeshita lands on his feet. Deadlift German to Bandito. Throws him over. Bandito lands on his feet. Huge knee. 1-2-3. Takeshita gets the victory. That was a great match. AEW firing on all cylinders as far as in-ring stuff here. I guess the numbers are going to come out. That's what we're going to be all talking about on Monday morning. Obviously people are going to be comparing Collision to Smackdown and all kinds of shit. We're just having fun. I hope everyone's having fun doing that kind of shit. But this show was great. So was Rampage. But speaking of Smackdown, Logan Paul is going to be on Raw. I guess speaking of WWE, Logan Paul is going to be on Raw next week. I honestly don't know who he's going to be wrestling, who he's going to be paired with. I can't figure it out. Going back to SmackDown, Kayla tries to get a word in with Roman. Can't even get a word in with Paul Heyman. But they do kind of pause, and then he walks away. Heyman does speak to Roman in the back. With the 3 titles in the background, just looking like hilariously awesome. Them all stacked up together. Roman had not speaking with Jay because he is the tribal chief. People reach out to him. He doesn't reach out to people. A little bit of foreshadowing here about how maybe Roman's ego could come into play and he could be on the island of relevancy by himself. Heyman apologizes to Jay, who then apologizes to Heyman. He apologizes, says, "I'm sorry that if I'm in, you're still out." Like a little hook there. Like, what's going to happen here? This is a well-built storyline here. I know a lot of people are saying, like all it is just moving pieces around. But yeah, you're moving pieces around, but you're definitely playing with the art of suspense. Suspense is the word I'm looking for. Jay and Sammy see each other in the back, and there's no words needed here because I think Sammy said something last week on don't pay attention to what's in your ear, pay attention to what's in your heart. So he didn't have to say anything in his ear. I thought that was pretty good. And then in the ring, the bloodline is all out there. Jay tells Jimmy that he's out. Jimmy is out of the bloodline. But so is Jay. He super kicks the tribal chief Keith. Solo tries to attack. They super kick him. Then they both super kick Roman again. I mean, damn. For good measure right there. Usos versus Bloodline all summer long. Sign me up. Hook it to my veins. This is good storytelling. I mean, people make a joke. They're saying, oh, like, people have used cinema too long that now people are, like, mocking the use of cinema. But, man, I mean, this is definitely like a soap opera here. A true soap opera. People used to say, like, wrestling is a male soap opera. And, I mean, this is it right here. I mean, it kind of, even though there's no, like, Like it's not like definitely rated R, but it's taking me back to what I liked about the Attitude Era for some weird reason. The Brawling Brutes beat everyone in the Gauntlet match, but Pretty Deadly. The Brits get the call up, and then they get to wrestle in the O2 Arena at Money in the Bank against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's going to be big. I don't see them beating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in England, but I mean, if there's a crowd that you need to do it in front of, it's that crowd. The reaction for the British audience, you know, it could work out in their favor. I could see like a Fandango thing happen here where, you know, kind of like a goofy gimmick gets super over in the UK that spills over to America. Charlotte and Bianca on the Waller effect. Charlotte says that she's the 14-time champ. Bianca says that she's the longest reigning champ in the modern era. She didn't need 14 times to do it. Building a little tension here. This match is going to be big when they do it. I like the SmackDown Women's Division. It intrigues me a lot more than the Raw Women's Division, even though both are kind of stacked. You also had AJ Styles and Michin versus Cross and Scarlett. This match built from the pocket sand incident last week. Rare match with Scarlett. You know, her fine ass is in a match on WWE. That's rare. She distracts AJ. He says he's a married man, but she don't need any infidelity. She just needs to get you looking. And she can definitely do that. Cross comes in from behind, gets the 1-2-3. Cross needed this win to legitimize himself in this feud. I feel like AJ Styles is seen as a way bigger star here. So that was good. Rey and Escobar broing out. LA Knight interrupts like a dick and then attacks Rey Mysterio like a dick. He's just being a jerk here. And that sets up Knight versus Escobar. Escobar wins with a roll-up 1-2-3. LA Knight attacks Escobar afterwards. He's just being rude. I know he's, you know, a wrestler, but you didn't have to commit assault twice when you're just out there supposed to do your job or something. You know, come on, LA Knight. I'm just fucking around. Then we had Selena Vega versus Io Shirai. Bayley tries to distract. Selena ends up hitting the 619. The two members of Damage Control are not working well together going into the Money in the Bank ladder match, where you'd assume that them working well together is a part of their game plan. So what'll happen there, I don't know. Baron Corbin attacks Cameron Grimes, gets his little heat back with this feud here that's going on. Great weekend of wrestling. The Bloodline thing is great. CM Punk is fucking back. That's great. There's a whole brand new AEW show that looks cool with the red ropes. Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness. I mean, shit. It's a good time to be a pro wrestling fan. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul's going to be there. Maybe we'll get Braun Breaker from NXT going out there, since him and Seth Rollins are going to wrestle each other on NXT. The G1 is right behind the corner. The best wrestling tournament ever is 2023 edition is happening right around the corner. I'm excited. Fly high. I'm out.